Virgo, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your March 2023 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different depth. So what's going on for the sign of Virgo? What do we need to know for you? I think one of the main things that's going on for you, Virgo, is you're trying to find yourself in something. I think you're trying to do all of these different things and saying, you know, I really don't see myself in that, or I don't see myself in this like music or this movie, or it's kind of like when you have like the world energy, you have this ability to move to all of these different things and say, yeah, this kind of reminds me of myself, this kind of reminds me of myself, but there's nothing that really embodies you, okay? Because you have like that more avatar-esque style. So I think that's going to be something that's very important for you, is finding who you are, finding what you are. Something that you can really see yourself in. And it could be, you know, in a painting, in a movie, in a work of art, in a game, something of that nature. So what do we need to know for the sign of Virgo? All right, so we have this card coming out. We have the Tower. So destruction right here. Now, I think this is about breaking down old cycles, old things within your life. You could have a breakdown with work as well. So what do we need to know for the Tower energy for Virgo? This is you seeing something behind the Tower. This is you seeing the stars, the moon, and the sun. So I kind of feel like if you break something down enough, you will find what you are looking for behind that. It's kind of like, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. Maybe that's what is going on for you. It's like maybe you don't find yourself in all of these different things, but you've judged a book by its cover. If you were to open up that book and say, oh, that's what's going on with my life, that's what describes me. Because, you know, a lot of people go to astrology to find themselves, but then when they look at all of these different signs, when they look at all of this stuff, they're never able to like quite pinpoint who they are. And yes, you do have all of these different branches of who you are, but like, what really describes you? What defines you? And that's really difficult for Virgos right there, because you're an earth sign, but it's like a mutable earth sign. So what's going on for the sign of Virgo? What do we need to know for you? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Judgment card. And we have the Knight of Cups in reversed. So when I see this Wheel of Fortune energy for you, I really like to think that the tables are turning. Something is breaking down, but the tables are turning on that situation. A judgment call is being made. You are seeing the angels behind the tower. You're seeing something break down, and you're seeing like, oh, that's what it is. It's kind of like the Seven of Cups. You're seeing like through all of the fantasies, through everything right here, and it really changes. It really helps you move forward. But here's the thing with this Knight of Cups. You might not be happy with what you see, okay? You're like, oh, well, is that really it? Is that really what defines me? Is that really what describes me? Because I think you're kind of expecting it to be cool or flashy or something like that. But really what it is it's a solid situation for yourself. You see what you truly are. You see who you are. You see the breakdown of everything. So when I see this Knight of Cups in reverse, it's like you have your arms crossed and you're saying, I don't really like that though. Like, I've gone through all of this searching, I've seen everything, but I don't really like what I see. So let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. What's going on with this? We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming out. Well, that's the thing, Virgo. You're searching for, or you're wishing for what you're finding right here. You've wished for it, and now it's here. And I kind of feel like it comes with a little bit of stagnation, but the tables are turning. You're finally finding what it is. And I almost feel like it's right there in your hands. It's almost like it's right there behind you, or with this wish card, it's like right behind you. You're trying to figure out who you are, what is the modality, what is going on within your life. And I feel like, you know, people are always searching for themselves. I always think of like Virgo as being artistic, because a lot of people wouldn't say Virgos are artistic, but I think that they're probably one of the most artistic signs, because when you look at Virgo, it's like the Master Mason card. It's, you know, the Eight of Pentacles. It's, I'm going to do the best work possible. People say, oh, well, Virgos are really picky. Yeah, that's what makes them really good artists. Like, a lot of people say that they're artists, but art comes from the Latin ars, which means skilled work, skilled craftsmanship. So I feel like you're finding that piece of art. You're finding that thing. The tables are turning. And here's the thing. Once you learn who you are, once you learn what it is, don't just, you know, get upset about it. Learn how it fits into your life, okay? What's this Judgment energy? We have the Two of Wands and we have the Page of Swords. Like it's coming out of the sky. It's like being offered to you. You're going to find it. I feel like you're searching for it, but it's right behind you and you're going to find it. It's kind of like, you know, how some guys build their entire personalities off of like The Punisher or, you know, Fight Club or something like that. Virgo, I think you're looking for something that has more meaning and more depth, is to say, yeah, that is kind of like my story, or that really does describe me as something, or I can see myself doing this because it really fits who I am. It's like the other puzzle piece to who you are, right? But what you find is not exactly what makes you happy, okay? So let's look at this Knight of Cups right here, the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Wands coming in. So when I see the Seven of Swords energy, this is being clever. Some people can say it's like thief energy, but it's very fast thinking, fast, clever energy, okay? That's what it is, Virgo. It's about thinking on your feet, being extremely clever, outwitting a situation, finding all of the loose details and tying them all together. It could be something as like, you know, we have the King of Cups coming out. I'm going to pull this. Well, I guess we have 5 cards coming out. Okay. It's kind of like, say for instance, you have a puzzle, right? And you're saying this puzzle has like cats on it, but cats don't really describe me. This puzzle has birds on it, but this bird doesn't really describe me. This puzzle has a snake on it. It doesn't really describe you. But if you were to pull all the different pieces out, it's like you're using this work right here. You're pulling all the different pieces out and you're making your own puzzle out of it. You're making your own thing. Everything is going to fit together just right. And other people are going to be like, that doesn't really make sense, but it makes sense to you, and that's who you are. Because it's the blending of the harmonies right here. It's the blending of the Chariot card. If you haven't watched the Leo reading, go and watch it. I'd say it's like midway through I start talking about like the Temperance and all of that. You have the King of Cups right here offering this to you out of the sky. So maybe Scorpio energy. Something is being offered to you and it helps blend the situation. It's like life and death right here. Because you are the embodiment of life, Virgo. So maybe you have to have some sort of darker aesthetic, or you have to look at death for a second, because that's what the King of Cups is offering to you, is to blend the life and death to form a victory with this Chariot energy. But here's the thing. I kind of think you have superstitions with this Devil. I feel like you're a little bit scared of it, but I don't really think that it is, like maybe you have heavy Capricorn placements. I don't really think it is the Devil. I think that's more of a superstition. The Devil is keeping you chained to something. But that's the thing, is it's like there's the knowledge behind something for you. The Devil is keeping you chained to something, but that is the knowledge. The chains are the knowledge. That those chains right there, something about that, something about these things that link together, that puzzle, something of that nature is the key to unleashing who you are, all right? Let's look at this Tower energy. Something about chains, though. Something about breaking them down with the Tower to release yourself. Because when we look at the Chariot energy, I talked about this in a couple other readings. It's about the 2 wolves or the 2 horses. It's actually a Greek story about 2 horses. The charioteer has one horse that wants to ascend, the white horse, and then the one black horse that wants to stay down. It's like your base desires with that Devil energy, right? But if you were to blend them together into this one harmonious thing, you would be able to ascend. You would be able to control who you are, your impulses. You'd be able to say, this is who I am. I can levitate. I can fly forward. I can stay still. You are trying to find and break down different things. And maybe that's what it is. You're breaking down something to reforge it. Or maybe you're saying, I have all of these different pieces right here. How can I make something that truly just embodies? And it could be, you have to write your own song. You have to, write your own book. You have to write everything about yourself. You have to like break things down and say, I like this concept, and this concept, and push them all together. You have the Death card and the Sun card with the Justice energy. You have to blend light and dark together. You have to blend life and death, Virgo. because that's what Virgo is. It's the avatar of light of the sun that's going to die. It's in between those modes, because after you hit a certain age, you know, your body starts to decay. So it's like, or it starts to die. So that's what this is it's like the balance between life and death. And this actual combination right here means happiness. So we have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Hermit. So something is being revealed to you. You have to take all of these different things, all of the different things that you like about yourself, and even some of the darker negative things that you hate about yourself, or even some of the things that you just don't think are very positive aspects of who you are. Take them out and write them down, and then forge your own victory or forge your own story. Be clever, be creative, even if it seems like, well, you know, other people have books that describe them. Other people have movies that describe them. Other people have X, Y, and Z. And it seems like they have, you know, an easier life because they fit this mold. But that's the thing, Virgo, is you don't fit the mold. Okay, you're supposed to break the mold with the Tower energy. You're supposed to break it down and say, no, I'm not a carbon cut copy of everything else. I'm the avatar of light. I'm the embodiment of light. I'm the physical aspect of this right here. And during this life, I can forge the way I want to look. I can forge the way that I want to be. I can mold and shape everything about myself in my own reality right here. But you have to do equal parts. You have to do equal parts of what you like and what you dislike. And you have to be real with yourself, Virgo. You have to be like, I don't like this part of myself. I don't like the way I act when I'm around these people. I have, you know, these negative traits. I might, you know, drink, or I might do this. I might do that. You like to be real with yourself, okay? Because that's what will be illuminated to you. You will understand all these little aspects of yourself with this Hermit energy coming out. And with this Hermit energy, it's going to show you and give to you what you need to build this own mold for yourself. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, the Master Mason card coming out. You have to do it yourself. You have to forge your own path. You have to write your own novel. It's kind of like, you know, I talked about that in Aries reading. You have to build your own craft. You have to say, this is what describes me, or this is what I am. And it could be multiple different things. But you're going to have to take all these multiple different things and see what actually is you and what isn't you and what is just ego-based, and put all the things together. So Five of Swords coming out with the Knight of Cups upright. And you know what? That's the thing, is that you're going to have to look at the negative things about yourself, and you're going to have to discard the things that, you know, aren't necessarily good for you. Okay? You're going to have to be real. Are you antagonistic? Okay, well then write that down. Are you, do you want to win at all costs? Write that down. I feel like if you are real with yourself, okay, you can turn this around into the Knight of Cups and say, yep, I'm going to write this about me. Or this is the piece, this is the puzzle, this is really what it is right here. So I don't really think it's going to be in a book. I really don't think I just think it's in a bunch of different pieces of something. A bunch of different pieces in your mind, and you're going to have to create your own reality based off of that. And that's the thing about artists, like people who are really into art, especially you, Virgo, is that it's going to be difficult to find yourself. Okay, especially when you try to find yourself in other people, you can't do that. I don't really think Virgo is going to be able to find themselves in other people. You find aspects of yourself in a person, but I think that that's going to be the difficult part for you, Virgo, is, you know, sometimes people find people who are exactly like them, right? And then other times people are just completely polar opposites. I feel like the best thing for you is to work on yourself and say, this is what I am. This is who I am. This is what works for me. And it can be from anything, from foods. Like, does this food hurt your stomach? Then don't eat it. Does this thing right here make you not look good? Then don't use it. It's, you know, when people have different blood types, they can't eat certain foods. You know, sometimes people have more European heritage, even though they're a completely like different race. Both their parents are one race, but you know, a long time ago they had a European grandparent, and they might just be like the embodiment of that, the way the genetics roll down, right? So it's like maybe you're destroying everything about yourself and saying no. And that's something that's very difficult right there. Is, for example, if you're born into one culture and then you find out that you're really just like the embodiment of this person way back here of like an ancestor, like the way you look, the way you drink, the way that you are, it's like them. And you're saying, well, I'm part of this people right here, but how am I this person? Because that's the way genetics works. That's the way it rolls around. Your one ancestor is eventually going to come forward. It's kind of like, that movie, The Underworld. They bring about one vampire every so many thousand years. One vampire rules and then one goes to sleep. One vampire wakes up and one goes to sleep. It's kind of like that concept right there is like you just might be the embodiment of an ancestor from a long time ago that you may have had, and you might have to go on their diet right there. Like for some people, one of my friends from, I think I've talked about it before, is from a East African country, and they had European ancestry. So they were more likely to eat a Mediterranean-based diet based off of that themselves. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing right here is it's like, it's right behind you. It's in your bloodline. It's in your genealogy. It's in your physical bloodline right here. And that's why you can't find and mold yourself, because you're trying to mold yourself based off of one identity of who you think you are surrounded by here. And it's not any of these. It's someone way up here. And when you find them, you're going to be like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like why I get sick when I eat these foods, why I don't prefer that type of music, why I prefer this type of music, like why I look this way and my family doesn't. So you have the Three of Wands, you're seeing that. It's coming in. The completion with the world. You finally have that face. You finally see the face right here. You have the Two of Swords. You couldn't see it before, but you have to make a decision. You have to be like, oh, well, you have to come to that conclusion for yourself. The King of Pentacles, that is who you are. That's the physical embodiment of you. And that's what's being handed down to you. This is like an ancestor coming down and giving off this cup to this person right here. So it's all behind you. It's all in your bloodline. It's all in your DNA. It's all in your lineage. It's in your history. It's in a book. You might have to do some extra deep research right here. Okay? Like for some reason, not for some reason, but some people, they have different feelings about like music and timbre and rhythm and beats and, different styles of food compared to what their family likes. Why? So, it has a lot to do with blood types. Blood types really dictate. Blood types can make you sick. Blood types can make you happy. So you have Toad, Fortune, Mouse, Advantage, and Fly, Dis-ease, Disease. And that's a big one right there. You might end up having some sort of find out the true cause of your illnesses right there just by saying, oh, I have that one European ancestor, or I have, oh, that one African ancestor, I have that one Chinese ancestor. These are the things that are the problem right there. These are the genetics that are popping up 200 years later. That's the advantage, is if you know who you are, you can cure yourself from, I'm not going to say cure yourself, but at least you'll have a good understanding. For example, nomadic people can't eat chicken, beef, or pork, but they can eat fish. So you might have a nomadic bloodline, but be born in America and, eat these types of things that are making you sick. And, your stomach system messes with your brain system if you eat something bad. It can cause all kinds of paranoia, hallucinations. For example, some European people cannot, in like Greece or Italy or Turkey, whatever, coffee makes them sick, but they can drink tea. Like caffeinated tea, like black tea. No problem with that. Coffee make them anxiety, break out, all of this other stuff, make them sweat and have like really bad BO, but tea makes them fine. Like caffeinated Earl black tea. So that's the fortune right there, is like something right here in your bloodline really is dictating who you are. And you might say, I am this person, but it is not this at all. It is something way back here. It's someone that you wouldn't have even thought about and been like, I'm Dutch or something like that. So, and that's a big deal, is like, a lot of European people don't like to say, oh, Americans, you know, you're not actually Dutch, you're just an American, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, what we're talking about is more so the lineage and the genealogy of something, not necessarily saying we're from that country, know those people, know that language. It's like, that's the bloodline. That's what's important, because we have all of these different races and people in America. We blend so easily with one another, right? Have children, have whatnot, but all of a sudden we have people with these different diseases and we don't know how to treat them, because all of a sudden it's like 200 years ago that, you know, that gene pool or whatever it was, right? That's what's popping up now. And that's what it is right here, Virgo. You have to look back, way back on something. Let's look at that one more time. Yeah, the Hierophant. Hierophant coming out. Definitely look way back. It's like ingrained in you. The Witch, the Cauldron, Synergy and Healing. You might, you know, that might be what it is. It might be studying herbs. It might be studying mathematics. It's like you think it's one thing, but it's truly not. The Witch is the earthly weaver of the world's. Cauldron is synergy and healing. Once you know who you are, and I kind of feel like it might be for, you know, Southern Europeans, they have different types of witchcraft versus these people over here versus all the people down in South Africa. You know, that's something that's, not South Africa, but North Africa. That's something that a lot of people don't know. It's like a lot of people forget Israeli people, Palestinian people, Lebanese people, Armenian people. All of these people are part of the Mediterranean system. North African people, Tunisian people, Italian, Greece, Turkish people, all of it's part of the Mediterranean. All of them are kind of blended with one another. So that's something right there that you might need to pay attention to. And it's different religions, different belief system, different, you know, health ideas. So I'm not saying to switch religions or anything like that, but it could, for example, some people like have a compulsion to dance underneath the moonlight. Why? What religions did that? Why did they feel that way? It's probably the moon messing with the circadian beat, the circadian rhythm of your own body. So that's something right there. Let's look at your rune cards. Thurisaz, thorn, protection, barriers, pride, self-deception. Spiritual meaning is destruction and rebirth, inner truth, and false ego. It's a false mask, Virgo. Who you are is not who you are, okay? It's the destruction and the rebirth. You're going to look back on yourself and be like, I am not any of these things. I am the embodiment of this ancestor from 200 years ago. I'm not saying you are that person. I'm saying that your parents' genetics clicked. And when you were born, you have basically the same genetics from 200 years ago, okay? Like, some genes turned off, some genes turned on, something got changed. You know, genetics are weird, okay? So that's the barriers right there. You're protected. I think your pride is your own self-deception right there. You need to look back and see who they are, okay? Berkana, encourage ideas, aid creative endeavors, nurture a project, and help with family. Dance, shine on. Dancing underneath the moonlight, okay? Someone here probably has Mediterranean ancestry, all right? And remember, Mediterranean ancestry translates a lot over here. Like, this is a very large group of people. Mediterranean people are not just, you know, Italian and Greeks. It's North Africans and a lot of Middle Eastern people. All right, it extends very far. Like, I guess you could say some Russian to Kazakhstani or Kyrgyzstani, whatever. It's like a large group, okay? And that's what you need to understand right there is it's, you know. So anyway, let's look at your spellcasting oracle cards. What do we need to know for you, Virgo? You have well-being, and you have blessings. Once you find this out, you might not even be impressed with it, but that's the thing. Learn who they are, okay? Learn who they are. Learn what happened. Learn about that culture. Learn the genetics of those people. Learn something right here, and you will be blessed by who you are as an individual, okay? So anyway, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.